What's some advice you can give to young guys, 18 to 25, that are suffering from loneliness? Don't head online into the incel culture. In the short term you'll feel better because you found similar people that are also lonely, but in the long term, you are making yourself a social pariah. Instead, freshen yourself up and force yourself to attend local classes / speeches / anything in public places. It doesn't matter what, just get out there as much as possible with the best attitude that you can and see where that gets you. Yeah, it's a scary place to be. I sometimes find myself entering that same headspace and I just wanna get the hell out. It's such a bad self-defeatist attitude. Here are 3 steps that might help. Shower / shave / launder. Basic hygiene stuff. This goes a long way. Go where people are. Gym, coffee shop, bar, Walmart, anything. Just don't sit at home and repeat it. Make it a habit to be out meeting people. Be nice to people and make conversation. Edit. Added bar to the list of places to meet people. Be what you want to see in a mate. You want a girl with good looks who cooks and cleans? Put some work into those buns. Take a couple cooking classes and make sure you present yourself well kept. Do you want a girl who will play video games with you and shares in your hobbies? Enjoy that shit. Don't rush into something just because you're lonely or want to get your dick wet or trench dug. There is evil in this world and it will prey on desperation. You're 18. That means you're an adult, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't let the man tell you what to wear if you're not at work. Buy the clothes you think you look best in. Eat the food you like, within reason. Stay nutritionally healthy. Sing and dance as you walk down the street. You're an adult, and you get to decide what that means. And last but most importantly, you can't give any love to someone else if you don't love yourself. You're your own built-in best friend, and your relationship with yourself is the longest relationship you're ever going to have. Be honest with yourself, but overall be kind to yourself. You're the only you're ever going to get. Trench dug, that's a new one. In my country we have this saying for the guys that are desperate. It's something like on times of war any hole is a trench. Get some hobbies that are pro-social and bonus points if they include ladies or involve physical activity. Edit. Watching a sand volleyball game ATM. Hiking, frisbee golf, litter pickup groups, and the such are all good low effort physical activities. I don't know if it's still good, but when I moved back to the US in 2009 and all my friends had moved to new cities, I used Meetup to find groups like this. Not so much low effort, but group runs are awesome, especially if you're a little socially awkward. Since everyone is running, you aren't really forced into a lot of conversation, but you meet people and see the same people routinely, and being more active really helps with confidence. You can make friends doing nerd things. Video game tournaments are for everyone, not just competitive people. You can go and play casually. If you don't expect to win, you can just have a good time and make friends. Same for card games. You can go to your local game store and ask if they have board game or D&D groups. You can adopt a dog from the shelter. A 4/10ths guy with a cute dog magically jumps to a 6/10ths. And the dog would love to have a guy with too much time on his hands to hang out with. He or she will take as much time as you will give them and be 100% loyal to you. You can join clubs at school. There are clubs for almost anything. I would recommend one fun club, anime, video game, board game, outdoor adventure, sports, chess, whatever you really enjoy, and one self-improvement club, career focused, culturally focused, community service focused. Hit the gym. If you can make it routine, you will look so much more attractive and feel so much better about yourself. You'll sleep better and people will respect your results. You avoid a lot of health problems later in life by staying fit. Get a job. Even part-time jobs will have coworkers, some of whom are around your age. You can make small talk and get to know each other. Start hanging out if you like each other. Even if you don't, you still distract yourself from loneliness, improve your resume, and get money for things you enjoy. If you already have a job, volunteer at a food bank or hospital. You'll work as a team and build camaraderie while helping those who need it most. It's not a bad thing to be focused on your studies. If you end up sacrificing your social life to graduate with honors and get into a master's or PhD program on a scholarship, that should be seen as an accomplishment. I go to video game and card game tournaments somewhat often. Smash Brothers, Mortal Kombat, Magic, The Gathering, etc. I'm almost always last place. But it's so fun too. People there are generally nice. They'll tell you about their strategies and why they picked what. I'm not as hardcore as most of the people there, but it's fun, and I get to learn and get a little better. I'm not a man, but I hope some of what I've learned might be helpful. I have completely turned my loneliness around this past year by making a concerted effort to continue to step up and be the one to make plans and invite people in getting together, and continuing to do so even when people are sluggish at responding or cancel plans. It doesn't always feel like people care, but I have had many of my friends talk to me or the others about really appreciating the effort I go to bring everyone together. I think if this is about being lonely, it's probably more important to focus on platonic relationships and creating a positive and safe circle and headspace before seeking out romantic relationships. Romance is something that doesn't tend to happen well when we are in a low or desperate mindset, looking after our own mental health and well-being before we look to fill any perceived void is generally far better for both ourselves and any romantic relationship we create in the future. Best of luck. There is some fantastic advice here. It basically comes down to looking after your own physical, mental, and emotional health. Go to the gym. Great for building confidence and definitely helps with the ladies. On the flip side, being physically attractive isn't a personality, and while it may work on the surface, as soon as things get deeper than surface level you might find that you have nothing else to offer. I firmly believe that everyone has nice things to offer under the surface. The hardest part is usually getting people to discover the person behind the surface, and that can sometimes be solved with attractiveness, I suppose. Trust me, I really want to believe this so hard. I'm an okay looking guy, and it's all I've got. In my 12-ish years of dating, my experience has been that women don't care about my nerdy hobbies, or my feelings, or my work ethic, or my aspirations. I've dated 15-ish women in my day and none of them ever wanted to really get to know me. In fact, I deleted all of my dating apps for the same reason. It's always me asking all the questions. It's always me yearning to know more about a person and understand them. Never the other way around, unfortunately. Maybe, hear me out, maybe the type of woman you like to see isn't the one you actually vibe with at all. Be honest with yourself. Why do you continue to get to know someone who shows a complete lack of interest in you? Cause they're pretty? That then becomes a you issue, not a them/they trend. 15 is a large pool emo, but it's less about the number and more about the type of person. Try to find the denominator among them and go the opposite way next time. Get a dog from your local animal shelter. Even though she's a lot of work, having a dog has done wonders for me. Dogs are always over the moon to see you, unless they're low energy, and walking her has given me the push I needed to exercise. Strangers are also much friendlier when you have a dog. Despite living in the same neighborhood for almost 17 years, I'm just now meeting most of my neighbors. This might come across as a bad way to think about friendships and relationships, but once I had this way of thinking, I ended up expanding my circles a lot more and being a lot less lonely as a result. Every friendship or relationship that you are going to enter ends up working like a business transaction. 2 or more parties come to an agreement towards a common goal. Most of the time each one brings something to the table. If you want to be part of more people's lives, whether they are friendships or relationships, you will need to bring something to the table for it to work. This means that you need to think of yourself first. If you aren't happy with yourself, it's going to be hard to get other people to be. So, you will need to start looking at all the things you ever thought, oh, I wouldn't like to do that, and just try them once. Expand your little bubble world. It can be any sport, hobby, or thing that you can do outside school or work. Try out as many things as you can. In this way, you are gaining more life experience. You also get a better understanding of your likes and dislikes, and you will definitely meet people along the way. The idea is to go out towards life, seeking out fun and adventure everywhere. You might do 100 shitty, awful things before you find something you click with. It's the shotgun approach. Try everything, except meth. Don't do meth. Once you are at a point where you have hobbies you enjoy, an agreeable personality, and put in just a tiny bit of work, you can see that it becomes easier to connect with people and feel less lonely overall. And above all, remember that the vast majority of people will forget your tiny little mistakes and embarrassments, or those social faux pas. People who don't know you don't care about you at all. And the people who care about you don't mind your personal quirks and human stupidity. Got any similar advice? Leave it in the comments below.